Man, we did it. We here. Day 7. I know that we haven't been putting out real crazy content or anything like that out, or any like highlight specific videos on you know it ain't been nothing shiny the last 7 days that I've put out, but as far as like I feel like I'm putting things out there to you know, better help not only myself by putting these things out, like saying these things out loud so I can, follow my own advice for one, but helping you guys out, if it's wanting to start something out here, wanting to finally pick up what you've had what you've had an interest in or been too scared to do, I'm really kind of just like trying to put that encouragement out there, don't worry about all that extra noise. And, for me, having 7 days straight on YouTube specifically that's a big accomplishment for me. Because I don't know if you want to go back from when I even announced I was going to be doing this. I put something out like on average, maybe every few months, right? And then even before that, it was like once a year. So this is definitely like a big step in the right direction. And, I'm proud of myself for keeping up with it for a full week now. So again, like I had said, yesterday's video, take this as, your sign, your message to do it, And I know that, like me saying, is a big accomplishment for me. I have a couple talking points that I kind of want to get into. What I do with my thing here. I am, I'm one of the biggest textbook overthinkers, and even before starting this, it's always been a problem of mine for years. What if this? What if that? What if I am terrible? What if I fail? What if I'm not as good? And, all that is, take it from me, man. Or you, from your own experiences, you can hopefully relate. I mean, I don't like saying hopefully relate because I know that's a bad spot to be in, but definitely overthinking put a stunt on my growth, If I wouldn't have been as bad of an overthinker, this whole step right here, this whole process would have been, years back, and I would have been somewhere else. But that's all in the past. Those were decisions made, mistakes were made, and, we're here now. There's nothing we could do back then except for try and start and do better now. And that's my first thing I want to talk about is just like, stop overthinking, like, why are you overthinking it? Is it because you're afraid of what other people will think? Like, you don't want to do it because you don't want people to think negatively of you, or you don't want people to like hate what it is you're doing, or like disagree with what it is you're doing. Like, are you wanting to make videos? Are you wanting to get into dancing? Are you wanting to, go back to school and, leave like a decent job that you have, but you just, you're wanting to go to school for something different? Like, who cares, like, who cares what they think? Because if they were to think that where you're at now is good, but you're unhappy, how is that right for you, obviously you're wanting to do it because, you're not happy where you're at, and you're wanting to do something to, better yourself, like your inner soul, your inner child, or whatever you want to call it, like your peace is screaming out that, we need to do this. And you're letting, your overthinking take over and let what other people are saying or what you think they'll be thinking drive your life, and it's not fair to you. So just don't overthink. Stop overthinking. Just do it. Just do it. So what? People are going to talk. Not everybody's going to like you, and at the end of the day, none of that matters. As long as you're happy with yourself and the decisions you've made and the progress, if you pick it up right now, today is day one and you start it, congratulations, I'm happy for you. If you just recently started, and you're now 7 days deep in your journey, I'm proud of you, Just do it. Stop overthinking, all right? The next thing is, a lot of times my light just died. Hopefully this isn't too dark. So, I don't know. We're gonna keep on pushing. See, I should have charged my light. We're gonna keep going though. I feel like a lot of the talking points for today, and please, I'm sorry that I'm doing another talking video. I know that, I'm a dancer. I should probably be putting dance content out there, which I'm going to, and I'm gonna get back to that. But the talking points today are things that I feel I should put out there for you so that you don't, you're not alone. You're not the only person that's ever felt this way or thought this way or, dealt with these kind of situations, because everything I'm going to talk about has been things that I've let get to me, and, I've let myself get in the way of everything that I've wanted to do. And moving on from that, the next one is like, I've always had, not always, I should rethink that. I've had throughout my life a few people, more than a couple, to sit there and, be 100% real with me and just like, don't talk, just do, regardless if I was going to get a mod for my car at the time, or I was going to, grab these limited shoes, or whatever it was. It could have been something stupid to something real serious. The whole point of what I'm trying to say is, don't talk, just do. Don't say you're gonna do something and not do it, because majority of the time, myself, speaking, it's always been like, I felt like me saying I'm gonna do it that was like, the first step. That was like good enough for me to at least say I'm gonna do it. And if it doesn't happen, at least I was talking about it. But in the reality, like, you're putting it out there and nothing really kind of changes. I feel like you speak it out loud, and then if you don't have the actions to back those words, you're more of just kind of letting yourself down, and then everyone else around you that's listening to you talk about, doing this or doing that, they're going to just be like, after a while, they're just not going to really kind of believe that you're going to do anything. So, it's one thing to verbally manifest that you're going to do something, right? Like, I'm sure I agree with that 100%. But if like the actions aren't at least matching, this freaking heater, man, I swear. I mean, I guess I can't complain. I'm the one that likes it extremely hot. I will one more time, but whatever. If your actions to doing what it is you're talking about aren't at least matching what you're talking about, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? Like in a way where, I'm gonna do a video a day, for the rest of this year to see where I can get, to try and reach 500 followers. And then I do one video and I never open YouTube up until, God knows when. Like the only person I'm really letting down is myself. There are people out there, that support you, and they're, like you say it and they like, yeah, man, he's finally doing it. They're finally doing it. And then, yeah, you disappoint them. And after a while, like, you disappoint the people that support you, or I wouldn't even say as far as disappoint, you just kind of like, you get them built up because they believe in you, and then you don't follow through. And it's like, this, damn, and you may feel that you don't have supporters, right? That's another thing before I move on to the next talking point. You may feel that nobody supports you. It can be somebody that you haven't spoken to, in the last year. You had one altercation a year ago, not even like altercation. You've had one interaction like a year ago and you're not thinking anything about it. But that one person, like really vibe with you heavily, right? They saw something, they felt something from your presence and the way that, you spoke. And they're like, they wish you nothing but the best. They genuinely were like, this is a good person. I believe in this person. I hope that one day they get what they look for. And it's not always from the people you kind of like expect it from, right? A lot of the times the people you think would be your biggest supporters are the ones that kind of like hate behind your back. And they might not even hate. They just, don't agree with what it is you're trying to accomplish, because it's something that they haven't either put the courage up to doing themselves, or, they'll hit you with that whole like, oh man, you changed up, you switched up, like, duh, I'm trying to better myself, But moving forward, I say again and moving forward a lot. I got to fix that. You are so much more than what you think you are, for so long, to use this as an example, for as long as I can remember, like I'm not like a highly intelligent person, right? Like, and I'm not making it sound like I'm trying to say I'm stupid or anything like that. Like I can carry a conversation if I know what you're talking about. I'll engage. If I don't, I'll ask questions, simple stuff like that, basic knowledge, all that noise. But you see, now I'm getting carried away. As far back as I can remember, I'd always play like I'm dumb, like I would always just like tend to let things in one ear, out the other, and disregard what people were saying, or I'd laugh off what people were saying, or I'd make myself look like a goofball all the time, and people genuinely believe that. And I did that for so long that I started to believe it, right? So whenever I did like kind of snap back into like my true self or thought process, and would like, hey, like I could do that if I like really, worked hard, I could do that. And then that, that character I was playing for a long time kind of like snuck through. That person that didn't even exist until I made that person put that self-doubt, like, I don't know if you could pull that one off, Chief, and it was definitely not true. Like I got to a point where I was always putting myself down, and I would stop because I was scared to, fail, or I was scared to, fall short. Like I'd look at what I'd want to do, or like the things I'd want to gain through something, and think that I'm nowhere near that, you know? And that's not true, you know? Like, you are way more than what you think you are. People, you know, the genuine people that you have in your life, they look at you in a completely different light than you look at yourself. And for somebody with that same mentality that I was explaining, like, they could tell you through and through, you know, every day that, you know, you're a handsome individual, or you're a beautiful person, or you're very kind, or, you know, you are smart, you are talented, you know, and you don't believe that. Like, you feel like, you know, you play that, yeah, yeah, no, that's all you trying to get like you know, and you kind of deflect the compliment, and you like either shoo it away or you shoot it right back at them, right? And like, I get it, you know, you try to play humble, but you are selling yourself short, you know, because there are people, yes, in the world that say things because they're nice. There are people, you know, but again, they wouldn't say those things if they didn't genuinely feel it within that moment. And then there are people that genuinely believe that you are, you know, a talented person, or a amazing, like, person. You can carry yourself really well, like, you talk, and, you know, when people want to listen to you speak, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, like, whatever compliment they give, make that an exercise to accept that compliment, reciprocate something back, but, you know, don't shy away from what was given to you, or deflect it and send it back. Like, receive it, right? Take that in, because, man, what that does to you is insane, right? Like, quick little side story. I would do that, and when people, I felt like I'd put at times, you know, like, I'd put everything into, like, me dancing. Like, I did the best I could do within that moment for a specific video that I'd post on YouTube or Instagram, or I put everything I had into this round when I was battling. And there would be a couple people that would, you know, come forward. They'd reach out and tell me, like, man, you're, like, you know, you're amazing. Like, I gain inspiration through watching you. Like, you're such a amazing dancer, you know, this, that. And I had a hard time accepting those. Like, I would convince myself that people were only saying those things because they didn't want to hurt my feelings. Like, they knew that I cared about dancing, but I wasn't great at it. So they were just trying to give me words of encouragement. The same as, like, I would believe it was the same thing as, like, you know, you're at a party, or you're at a dance function, or a jam, or whatever it is, and music's playing, everyone kind of grooving out a little bit, and then there's that one little kid that jumps in, and, you know, it's a very cute, very entertaining to see, like, a kid have the courage to jump in front of his peers and just not care what he's doing and just have a good time, you know? But in, like, a professional light, like, that's what I thought of myself. I was the kid around extremely other talented individuals, and people were just telling me, like, oh man, good job, buddy. Like, you're so great. And I didn't think that when people were giving me those compliments that it was true. I thought it was like they just wanted to spare my feelings. I didn't deserve that high of praise, or those, you know, great compliments. And I'm grateful for everybody that's ever given me a compliment through my dancing, you know. I genuinely do appreciate it. It's just when I get negative, or whenever I had my self-doubt creep through, like, that's what I would end up forcing myself to believe. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was insane how low that I thought of myself. that I just would genuinely believe people went out of their way to not make me feel bad, you know? And I'm not in that state of mind anymore. I still kind of, I feel like most people kind of do, but I don't really talk about that. It's not really a topic as of, a regular topic. I have a hard time taking in compliments, like accepting them. So yes, I am trying to practice what I preach. I'm saying these things in hope or in light that, you do these exercises or take in what I'm saying to you and being able to apply them to your life so you're not having to struggle with it as long as I did. Because again, I would not want that for anyone. And shooting straight into the next topic. Sorry. Boom. Forgot to put the little thing here. I want you. So in the last video, I didn't tell you. I asked you to, comment down. What is that one thing that you're wanting to do, right? And let me know what it is. So today, I'm going to ask, why do you want to do that thing, right? Is it dance? Is it making videos, vlogging? Are you wanting to become a photographer? Are you wanting to become a dog trainer? Shout out the homies back in Anchorage. Are you wanting to start a clothing line? These are all things examples I'm throwing out from people that I am close to. Are you wanting to start your own business and, are you wanting to start your own business and whatever it is that you're wanting to do? Like, why are you wanting to do that? That's not more, the answer isn't more for me, that's more for you, right? Like, really, like, why? Why? Because if it's, whether the reason being like you just want to gain more financially, right? Like you want to become the best at what it is you're wanting to do. You want, you want the popularity for what it is you do. Not popular, like, I don't know if I'd say that or fame. You just want recognition from the masses for what it is you do. You want to be recognized for the thing that you're doing, right? None of those answers are wrong, because I just want you to recognize why are you wanting to do it, okay? Because when you figure out that why, you're able to kind of not only analyze, but see the next steps into what best, and you're able to see the steps into figuring out how or what actions to take to get you there, right? Rather than just kind of aimlessly shooting, hoping that okay, that's going to help. Okay, that's going to help. And wasting a bunch of time, effort, money, resources. Just figure out your why, Why do I want to become one of the best poppers? Why do I, want to do videos on cooking? Why do I want to do videos in general? Because, dance-wise, I've explained in the last video, I want to be that next beacon of inspiration that people can look to and be like, he was one of the greatest. And he inspires me to also take part within this, style, this community. To me, that's the biggest honor, being able to do it 100% in its purity, that I'm staying true to the roots, but keeping the growth going, right? Like that to me is, cooking wise, I like, bringing people together through a meal. I like making food look good. It's simple. It's nothing crazy. There's a couple goals with cooking specifically. I'm not going to bring them up now, but it's something that I've always liked doing to bring joy to others. Like, and that's another thing. That's another thing. I would cook, right? I would make meals for people. Like people come over to the house, got the gang over, have a big function, whatever it was, and people be like, "Yo, this slaps." I'm like, "Bro, you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You know, it's all right." I'd always call myself like a ghetto cook. Like I would just try to make poor people food look good, and that's half the time. That's all anything ever is. You know, like you could take a deconstructed hamburger. What? Come on now. Like it's just a basic food item that, you know, people just make fancy. It's crazy. So it just depends on the light and which or how you look at things, right? And yeah, again, at that time, I didn't believe in the compliments people were giving me about how my food tasted or smelled or looked, but that reaction of people eating and having a good time in such a warm, welcoming, and, you know, enjoyable environment that brought me, you know, happiness. That brought me peace. I can just sit there, and I know it's going to sound weird, but I can, whatever it is I made, I can just let people, you know, dig in and watch them just enjoy having a good time amongst each other, eating something that I cooked to bring everybody together. Like, to me, that's, right? Video wise, it's not like I want to be the next Casey Neistat or anything like that. I just like doing this. I've always liked documenting. I always like figuring out different ways to, you know, share my story through a lens for others to see. It's all over Instagram, it's all over TikTok, all over YouTube. People are doing it with their phones. And, you know, that's fantastic. That's the main difference. None of them are me, and I'm none of them. This right here, the last 6, 7 videos may have been extremely basic, one angle, one shot, but hey, you know, I'm gonna move forward into doing different things. And with that, you know, I'd want to say, because I know that I said that, or I said this just not that long ago. Stop worrying about what other people think, right? Like, for instance, this video, nothing special about it, right? It's one angle. My light died, right? No crazy edits, no sound effects, no captions or, you know, subtitles. And I'm still going to post this, right? I don't care what other people think, because at the end, they're not me. Or at the end of the day, they're not me. They're not doing this. If they got time to hate on what it is you're doing, that's their problem, you know? Like, that has nothing to do with what you got going on or what you're trying to do. Them having to take the time out of their day to either verbally say something about, you know, what you're trying to do or what you're trying to make of yourself is more a waste on their time. Like, cool, appreciate you telling me that, but, you know, I'm trying to do something here. If they got the time to do that, that means that they're not putting their time forward to bettering themselves, or they're jealous that you're at least attempting. You have more courage to try and do the thing that you're wanting to do, and they don't, right? You hear this from every other person on the internet when you're trying to sit here and like see all these positive quotes, read all these self-motivating books, and watch all these other YouTubers give you the ins and outs of how to do these things. Just do it, you know, because you shouldn't have to worry about what other people think. What are they going to think? Oh, you're terrible at it? Are they putting in the work to do the same thing or something that for themselves? No? All right. Well, then that their opinion is kind of to the wind, you know? It doesn't matter. You're the one with the courage to try and attempt. The more you try and attempt, the better you become. And a different scenario is the more you attempt and try to do something and figure out that this isn't for you along that same road, you're going to figure out what else that you're going to try and attempt to do. You're going to figure out something completely different, you know? It may not be the thing that you started out with, but you won't know how to get there unless you try. Again, these are all things that I'm still trying to apply to myself on a daily basis, right? And having this video is more of me putting that affirmation out there, not only for you, but for me as well, because I'm not perfect, you know, I fail every day. I'm no better than, you know, the you guys. I'm no different. I'm no better, and you know, I'm just trying. You know, that's what it boils down to, and I want that for anybody tuning in on this right now. Just try. You know, if it didn't work, try it again. If it didn't work, try it again. Okay, just keep going. Just keep going. And kind of backpedaling into the whole, why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this? And not worrying about what other people think, you know, like, is it, are you wanting to do this to gain the attention of social media or, you know, the locals in your area, that whatever it is, like you just want eyes on you, right? Like you want the likes, you want the comments, you want the purchases from, you know, coming to your store, you want the engagement, whatever it is, right? Put that work in to getting to that point, but you also have to give in order to get. Okay, like that's what I'm practicing right now. Giving as much, not only, you know, I want to be able to provide entertainment through the videos, like, you know, through the dancing or when I get around to making these cooking videos. I want to give helpful advice. You know, I want to show people that, you know, you're not alone through any of these, you know, like real dark situations. There are other people that you can relate to that I hope that you can gain inspiration from, you know? And the only way to gain is to give, right? And you want to gain the following, you want to gain the attention. What are you giving? What are you offering in return? Are you engaging with the people that you're wanting to show up for you, right? Are you giving, you know, are you engaging? Are you like giving out like good energy? Are you providing information? Are you providing like anything that give the people what they want, essentially? You know what I mean? Or maybe not even what they want, what they need, right? Is it, are you trying to speak to a specific like target audience, you know? Just offer something in order to receive something, right? Yeah, so I know that I've been chatting for a hot minute now, and I was going to try and keep this one light. Those were just talking points that I wanted to kind of carry on our day number 7. And shout out to big homie Voss out in up in Alaska. He was always in front of my face with this whole copyright thing for, these vlogs and dance videos. But he fully brought it to my attention on how to solve that issue. And so I believe starting tomorrow, we gonna get to the dancing with the music. So we gonna have fun, we gonna vibe out. But for now, I hope you guys, really kind of take in what I was talking about, and hopefully I was able to help and shed light on, on a dark situation, because, you aren't alone, like if you just like open your eyes and open your ears, there are other people that can relate to you. And, maybe you guys can relate to me, maybe I relate to you, whichever direction it goes. But, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was informative. I didn't want to speak too much on myself, but I was putting it out there more for, you guys to, again, be able to relate. So, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up, and, just know that I'm proud of you. Keep it up. I'm proud of myself. Pat on the back. Day 7. Down. Done. We got it. Now it's on to week 2. We gonna get it. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, keeping up with me, trying to stay consistent with this. I hope you guys have a great night or wonderful day again, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. All right, week number 2, day 8. Let's get it.